Hola, buenas tardes, good afternoon. Welcome to Girona in northeastern Spain, near the Pyrenees Mountains and the Costa Brava. So that is one of the reasons that I came to this city, both because it is a beautiful city. Now, this is kind of on the edge of the newer town, and the old town is that way, which I will focus on more. I just made a video walking from my hotel, which is a 20-minute walk away, through the modern part of the city to get to here. But you get over here, and then you get back into the smaller lanes. The river is right over there. So today is May 27th. It is 84 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 29 degrees Celsius. Warming up. Nice sunny day here in the middle of spring. So Girona is in the Catalonia region. Catalonia is an area of northeastern Spain where the main language is Catalan rather than Spanish. Catalan is another Latin-based Romance language that is quite similar to Spanish, yet a distinct language. For example, welcome in Spanish is bienvenidos. In Catalan, it is benvenguts, if I'm saying that right. Many of the words are very, very similar, and then others are quite different, and of course there is going to be the accent difference, etc. So people here will speak both Catalan and Spanish as well, and many also speak English. And so I'm here in Girona to see the city, of course, but also the towns and other things to see in the area. The Costa Brava is one of the most famous beach areas of Spain, and it is very close to here. Also, the Pyrenees Mountains are just right there. So I'm going to read some basic information about the city here. Girona is a city in northern Catalonia, Spain, at the confluence of the Ter, Onyar, Gelagance, and Güell rivers. So 4 rivers come together here. The city had an official population of 103,000 in 2020, but the population of the Girona salt urban areas is 156,000. Girona is the capital of the province of the same name, and also capital of the comarca of the Girones and the Vegueria of Girona. Since much of the old quarter of this ancient city has been preserved, Girona is a popular destination for tourists, and film productions have used it as a filming location, for example, Game of Thrones. The city is located 99 kilometers northeast of Barcelona, or Barcelona if you prefer. So, in Spanish, they say Rio for river. In Catalan, they say Riu. So this is the Riu Onyar, the Onyar River. And here you have the colorful old town straddling the river. There you can see more modern and a lot less beautiful buildings. A street-side market here, it looks like, that is not in full swing. So the more interesting and beautiful area seems to be this way. So let's walk in that direction, go to the cathedral. That bridge seems to be popular. Let's check it out. So while I'm walking along here, I thought that I would talk about my previous trips to Spain, all the different places that I have been, give you guys a few ideas of places to go and my impressions of them. This is my 5th time to Spain. So the first time was in 2016 in August. I traveled by bus from Portugal. Went to Sevilla, Granada, and Madrid. That is all. It was the end of a very big trip for that year, and so I made it a short visit to Spain. But I really liked all cities. Sevilla, very nice. Granada, very nice. Madrid, despite being the largest city of Spain, then it has a really cool central area, a lot of it pedestrian zone. And so you kind of get away from the feeling of the big modern buildings and big wide streets with lots of traffic and having to wait for lights to walk across the street and stuff like that. The central area of Madrid is great for walking around. Lots of old buildings, amazing architecture, great restaurant choices, plazas, etc. And so I actually liked it better than Barcelona for that reason. It actually had, in a way, a more kind of smaller feel almost, just in terms of the feeling of the center of the city. So Sevilla and Granada, also amazing old cities. The Alhambra in Granada, incredible fort. So definitely recommend them. My next time was at the end of that year, just a few months later. Then I flew from Iceland to Madrid, got a cheap flight there, flew into Madrid again, and then went to Valladolid, a city that I had heard about north of Madrid, and then decided to go to Barcelona from there, and definitely enjoyed it as well. Amazing city. Spent several days there, and then I took a ferry to Ibiza, or Ibiza Island, where I just was again yesterday. The previous video that I filmed walking into the city of Girona here was about my day yesterday traveling from Ibiza to Girona. That was the second time that I had been to Ibiza. The first time was in December 2016. So of course, Ibiza is known as a party island, a beach destination, and so in December it is really, really, really quiet, which was nice. It was very peaceful. It was cheaper. I had a room for like $20 a night, I think. December of 2016. Okay, what happened to the oh, whoops. I guess we'll go there, go down that street, go across. So my mission in Ibiza that time was actually editing. I had filmed a movie about my experience of my truck breaking down in the Marble Mountains of Northern California. I've talked about this in previous videos. I'd filmed all this footage and I had released some of it, but I had tons more to make a full movie about backpacking in the wilderness for several days. That was a few months earlier when I was back in the US after having flown back from Spain the first time. Okay, this is the square where I was trying to find the ATM. Excellent. That was mentioned in the previous video. So if you happen to see that video, then this is where there were supposed to be two ATMs right here. Couldn't find them. Finally, I found one around the corner over here, where the guy took a long time to do his business, so to speak. So, cathedral that way. Tourist office. Museum of movies, of cinema. So a very nice plaza here. And that is a very interesting tree. Is that completely natural or painted or something? Strange. Looks very like Dr. Seuss-ish. So the ATM is right here. If you're looking for it in Girona, there it is. So I was in Ibiza town on Ibiza Island for 10 days, editing that movie, which turned into a 70-minute, hour and 10-minute movie. Got that done, and then I'd used up my time in the Schengen zone of Europe, my 90 days, and so I had to leave. So I went to Morocco from there. And so my experience on Ibiza at that time was quite different from what you would experience, of course, in the middle of summer, but you know, I liked it. It wasn't like my favorite place, but it was certainly a nice place to spend 10 days, especially when it was quiet and cool and a lot cheaper than high season. Okay, we'll walk over this bridge now. And so the next time was actually just a month later, because I flew from Morocco to the Canary Islands, which are of course part of Spain, an archipelago of islands off the coast of Africa, but fully Spanish. Wow, that is an amazing sight. Let's get up there. The fourth time was in 2021, 2 years ago, to Malaga. That was also a short stop because I had run out of 90 days in the Schengen zone of Europe. You are allowed to stay for 90 days within most of Western Europe, the agreement of countries in which there are no border controls between them. For example, going from Spain here north to France, you won't have to stop at the border and show your passport. So I'd run out of time and I had just like 3 days left coming from Poland, which is also part of the Schengen area. And so I just wanted to make one quick stop, use up the last of my days, and so I stopped in Malaga on the southeastern coast of Spain, and it was nice. It was a typical tourist city. The old city was nice, good beach, so not my favorite, you know, place in Spain. Apparently there are nicer places near there, but certainly worth visiting. And so that was the fourth time that I went to Spain, and this now is the fifth time in Spain, in which I flew to Alicante, a flight from Manchester, England, because my friend Ellen from the Netherlands was on a trip with her mother in Spain and had invited me to stop by because she knew that I was coming back to Europe for this summer. Really nice plaza here. Very nicely shaded. Wow. This is a really incredible part of the city. Nice and cool down in here. Lots of interesting restaurants. So I flew into Alicante, which is on the Costa Blanca. Near here is the Costa Brava. The Costa Blanca White Coast is further south. Okay, what is the hubbub about this? Some nice carvings on there. Reminds me of the Romeo and Juliet balcony in Verona, Italy. Here we are in Girona. There's Verona, Italy, which is where the play Romeo and Juliet is set, and there's a balcony that is believed to be, obviously it's a fictional play, but it's been designated as like the place where, I guess, Romeo propositioned Juliet, something like that. Okay, what is this? Wow. Oh man. Okay, this city is officially phenomenal. Let's go ahead and walk up here. And so I flew into Alicante on the Costa Blanca of Spain and went straight to Denia, which is where my friend Ellen and her mom were staying. Denia is a small city between Alicante and Valencia, and it was really nice. Not touristy at all, like a bit, but pretty quiet, a more authentic Spanish experience. And so I stayed in Denia for 4 days, went to Benidorm, which is an ultra touristy beach town experience. Classic party scene destination for Brits to go get drunk. Wow, this is just a maze. So Benidorm wasn't my scene, but worth checking out. It was still a nice city and an amazing beach. It was just, you know, very, very touristy. And then went to Altia, which is right nearby, and was really cool. This cute little, felt like a Greek islands village. The classic old style, smaller white homes and an amazing cathedral, cute little lanes right by the sea. And then also went to a castle. I am forgetting now what that was called, but the journey to that castle was really cool through Spanish countryside. The castle was absolutely amazing. A lot to do in that area. You could spend weeks exploring around there. And so from there, I went up to Valencia, which is one of my favorite cities. It was amazing. Also on the Costa Blanca, just an hour north of Denia. And then from there, caught a flight to Ibiza, and then took a ferry straight to Formentera. Formentera is a smaller, quieter island just south of Ibiza, and it was really, really nice. I highly recommend it. Only small little towns on the island. It was a little bit busy, but not much. Of course, being mid-May is not high season, but it was kind of perfect as far as being a little bit happening, but not overcrowded. Wow, so I'm checking out the writing there, and I can't figure out. Okay, it is the Latin alphabet. MCMLIII. Okay, we have a year. MCML. Okay. 1953. Let's see if I got that right this time. Really cool style of writing and image there. I guess that must be Mother Mary and Jesus by the looks of it. And a fountain that is dry. (1670). We have a normal date there. Wow, this is also just absolutely unreal. And so, from Formentera, then I took the ferry back to Ibiza, just a 30-minute ferry ride. Stayed there only 2 days, because I'd been there before. Those girls just knocked on the big doors there and then ran. I'm gonna get stuck with the responsibility if an angry priest comes out. So Ibiza again for 2 days, and then yesterday, flight to Barcelona, bus Barcelona airport to Girona here. So from here, I will very likely leave Spain. I haven't decided yet whether I will go north into France or catch a flight out of Barcelona. I will decide that in the coming couple of days. I have a few more days here. Man, just incredible. I would love to see the inside of it. Maybe I will get the chance another time when it's open. I guess a well, it looks like. Oh man, this city is really just blowing my mind. Especially for somewhere that I hadn't even heard of until a week ago or something like that. Somebody recommended it to me. Spain is one of those countries where there are so many amazing places to see that they can't all be super famous and popular. Of course, as you can see here, it is still fairly popular, but not like many of the other Spanish cities. Oh, it is open. Okay, let's go for it. Wow, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 157 158 159 160 an absolutely incredible cathedral there, inside and out. So let's now go check out the Basilica. And also, I skipped over one of my trips to Spain. In 2019, I started that big trip in Mallorca. On that trip, I only visited Mallorca and Menorca. Well, not exactly true, but they were both amazing, really nice islands, also part of the Balearic Archipelago, northeast of Ibiza and Formentera. Mallorca is the largest of the Balearic Islands, and really nice, really interesting, a lot to explore, a great variety of different things to experience and see there, from beaches to big mountains, cities, small towns and villages, churches, etc. And then Menorca is northeast of Mallorca. Took a ferry there. It is smaller, but similar in a lot of ways. A lot to see as well. Great beach choices, and there's something that I want to do there another time, which is a walk all the way around the island. It's called the Camí de Cavalls, which means the way of the horses. It's kind of considered a miniature Camino de Santiago. Of course, the Camino de Santiago across the top of Spain from the Pyrenees to northwestern Spain. It takes many, many weeks or even months to walk, and it is definitely on my list of places to go and experience that incredible walk one of these years. But also the walk around Menorca looks really nice. It's only a 10-day walk along the coast. I went there with my tent and camped and discovered it was just way too hot. That was in June to do that walk, when I was sweating away in the middle of the night in my tent. There is the tower of the Basilica, I guess, so I need to figure out how to get in there. So I highly recommend both Mallorca and Menorca, and then from there I took a ferry back to Barcelona. I actually stayed there maybe just one night. Didn't make a video, didn't really explore much. Oh wow, interesting. Arab baths. Oh yeah, let's do this. And then I took a bus from Barcelona straight to Andorra, the little country in the Pyrenees between Spain and France. And Andorra I highly, highly recommend. Okay, let's check out the Arab baths. This old city just goes on and on. So when I first arrived, I was a little bit disappointed, especially at my hotel's location. I knew that it was outside of the center, a 20-minute walk or so, but I was disappointed by how modern the city was, all in that area, everywhere that I could see. And I didn't have a sense of what the old city was going to be like, how big it was going to be, how worth it was going to be to have booked 4 nights at this hotel. Although, partly it was, of course, to visit other things in the area, but as I showed in my last video, the walk from my hotel is through very boring, unattractive streets of just like 1970s, 80s, 90s style construction, typical apartment buildings and shops and things. And then last night I'd seen just a little bit of the old town and it looked nice, but I still had no understanding of how amazing it was going to be. So today has been a real pleasant surprise and an eye-opening, mind-blowing experience of discovering yet another just absolutely incredible Spanish old city. (1959) Mim Junkia. Okay, let's find the Basilica. So I'm guessing I must be too late to go inside. Maybe they both close around 4. It is like 4:15 in the afternoon. I'm assuming this must be the entrance. So that's a little bit of a shame, but we saw a heck of a lot, so definitely can't complain. And another just really, really cool plaza here. Let's see the River Onyar again. So the one advantage to my hotel and its location is that it is quite close to the bus and train station. So it will be well located for further adventures in the coming days outside of the city to go to nearby towns in the Costa Brava. Although perhaps I will rent a car, we'll see. So I think that is going to conclude this video. I'm going to find somewhere to take a seat, get a nice big cold cerveza, and get to work. I now have 2 videos that I filmed today to edit. My laptop is in the backpack here, so I can work here in the middle of town and then head back to my hotel room later. But more coming from Spain. Hasta luego. See ya. It looks like there's good news. This is the entrance, I guess. Excellent. I already have my ticket. When I paid for the cathedral, it was 2 for 1. Oh, great. So there you go. Basilica de Sant Feliu. And then the cathedral.